Hey everyone, welcome back to Art a la Carte. I got a lot of requests from a previous video I did where I showed you how to draw some basic folds in a skirt, and you guys wanted a video where I kind of went a little bit more in depth on how to create more advanced folds. So I'm going to go through how I drew the blue dress a little bit slower, but first I want to go ahead and just quickly do another little sketch where I do some folds so I can talk really in depth about a couple key points. So here is a sketch that I have already done of a person standing, and I'm going to get ready to draw the skirt on there. So the first point that I really need to stress is a lot of times as artists we think when we draw skirts that the skirt is nice because then you don't have to worry about what's happening with the legs. It is important to know what the legs are doing underneath. That's going to affect the folds. In this drawing, I have her legs just drawing straight down. She's not walking or lifting her, like lifting her knee up or anything like that. So it's not going to interfere with the folds, and her balance is centered. If she was balanced more to on one hip rather than the other, that would affect the folds. I'm going to switch the color of my pencil to blue so that it'll be a little bit easier for you to make the difference between the figure and the actual dress itself. I want to show you how to make that kind of fold come up as if she's holding her skirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the basic shape of the skirt coming out from where it gathers at the waist. Just create that shape. I'm not worried about folds or anything like that. Just create that very, very lightly so that I can erase all these lines. This is just letting me know the fullness of the skirt. Then I'm going to create the part of the skirt that is lifted up. So she's going to be holding a small portion of this. I'm taking this off of a photo that I took while I was in Disneyland this last week of Cinderella. So I'm going to take this part here and just block out that shape. Now because I've lifted the skirt up a little bit here, so this fabric here is now here, I need to also remember that I need to raise the hem up. So this hem needs to be raised the same distance that this is up. So if she was holding, say, her skirt up here, then this distance from here to here is going to be the difference from a distance from here to here. In fact, just to show you, I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. So I'm going to pretend that she's actually holding her skirt very high. I don't know why. Maybe she's walking through a mud puddle, doesn't want to get her skirt dirty. So I'm going to create that triangle shape. And I'm judging, she would probably gather the fabric here, so it's raised that much, so I need to measure that to here. So this is going to be where the end of that hem is, right here to here. Now because the skirt is really going to be full, I'm going to create a fold line. So I'm going to bring the fabric this way, and then I'm going to bring it back on itself, kind of coming at a zigzag line down here, back over here, maybe a little one back over here, and down. And this is going to create that zigzag fabric as the fabric folds down back onto itself right there. Same thing with this. So this fabric here is not going to go all the way down because it's already going to be gathered up into this fabric. This one's not going to have as great of a fold line in it because it's not lifted as high. So it's just a little bit of a fold here. So I'm just going to bring this nice and smoothly up and around here like so. And maybe there's just a little bit of a fold line as it creases in on itself. Right there. Because this whole fabric is connected, these are connected here. So because this fabric is being lifted up this way, I'm going to erase this line here, and I'm just going to bring this up like that. And then you can create some additional fold lines. How do you find these fold lines? It comes from observing fabric in that position and just practicing, because even the smallest movement of the hand is going to change the way that that fabric would fold. So there's no way to like teach you this is exactly how you do it. These are just some things for you to look for when you're creating the folds in your dress. But really, I would look at bridal gowns, look at cosplay, people who have these kind of dresses, and just really study how the fabrics fold and fall. Now what's happening underneath here? Well, she could have a petticoat. Her petticoats could be brought up. Maybe you see a little bit of her shoes or legs. That's something that you as an artist have to decide what kind of, is she just gathering the outside of her dress or all the flounces underneath? What I'm going to do is I'm going to create the petticoat under here. So I'm just going to create that kind of scalloped edge Remembering that this is the inside, this is the outside. Here's the inside, along with this. And then I can see a little bit of her shoe right in here. So I can see this shoe, and I can see a little bit of this shoe. So if you're really new to drawing, this may be something that's a bit more challenging for you. This is something that I worked on for probably a good couple years before I began to really feel like I was starting to understand how folds and fabric worked. So let me just encourage you to keep practicing and don't give up. Just fill up pages in your sketchbooks of fabric. Take a cloth and you know, toss it on the table and draw that cloth. In a few of the different art classes that I did take, we did still life, and that's the real main point of still life, is to observe things, how that works in that small setting. Then you can apply it in a larger setting. So if you're sitting down, check just to see how the sleeves on your shirt are folding. How, you know, if you're wearing a skirt, what does that look like? Take photos. My sister had this really cool prom dress, and I would dress up in that and look at how it looked. I would have her dress up in it, and I would take pictures of her. Now with the internet, you can get tons of reference photos of that. So just search ball gowns, Renaissance dresses, whatever kind of outfit that you're trying to draw. You probably could find some sort of store that is selling a costume like that or a dress like that, and look at the photos that they have for those outfits, and then just try to draw them. Don't worry about all the details of the figure. Don't try to make them finished pieces. Make them pieces just like this. If you want to try to add color to it, you can, but if that's not your focus, if your focus isn't learning on how to improve your coloring, if your focus is drawing fabric, you know, just draw the sketch of the outline and then move on to another one and just keep drawing and drawing and drawing. 10, 20 drawings every day. Do that for a week, a month. Don't think that you're going to see improvement after 1 or 2 drawings, or even 5 drawings or 10 drawings. If you don't see that improvement, don't get discouraged. It takes a ton of drawings. This is something that comes with skill. Not to say that if you don't just try this the first time that you will improve. You could see a great improvement with that. But just don't get discouraged if it takes you a little bit longer, because it took me, again, a couple of years to really begin to understand how fabrics moved. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can, or make a video to address those questions if possible. I know one question that I'm getting is, when am I going to announce the winner for the contest? So this Wednesday, the 8th of February 2016, I'll be releasing the announcement video for who won that contest. So make sure to check out that video on Wednesday if you entered the contest. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Check out some of these other videos. And until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.